Hello, hello.
Hey,
Hello,
superstars,
hello.
Jimmy Star and Ron Russell. How are you doing today?
Hi, Queens.
Fantastic. Hi.
Boom.
There he is. There he is, my new love.
I love it. All right, you
I
guys.
love both of you. Oh my gosh, you like made our New Year's.
Yay, that's how. What happened? Mr. D just left.
Richie, I think you have to be committed as soon as possible. But
Well,
you know what?
I came from a glitter
factory.
factory, so if they send me back there, I'm fine.
No, listen, if they put you away in a nut house, I'd be the first one to get you out.
Oh
Because I
baby,
love
we'll
you.
have so much.
Yes.
We'll go,
Thank
I
you,
love
and
Ron.
we'll end up at the Abbey together and have a blast.
I can't wait to take you to the gay bars in Palm Springs and show you.
Oh my
off.
God, I just heard you before you introed us, and thank you for that. One of our best friends, Diana Coney, she just moved to Palm Springs, and she manages all the drag race girls. So we need to go with you, and we all have to kiki together. She's gonna love you.
It'll love it. So hold on. Let me do a real introduction.
I know most. Shut your fucking mouth before I put this mic.
No,
up
we're
your
gonna
ass.
do it. We're gonna do a real introduction.
I
now.
like to beat the shit out
All
of
right,
him on
everybody.
this show.
Now we want.
Wait, it's time to fight. People love it when we fight. So every week I give them a little fight and I make nicknames for him, like Queenessa or Mary LaFera. You know, I have all these names for him.
Okay, but let me do an introduction.
Today I'm going to call you Obnoxia.
Okay, that's fine. I could be
the obnoxious fucking fag.
All right, everybody. So now we want to welcome to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell two incredibly huge icons in the world of fashion and beauty.
One is normal, one is nuts.
No, they're both nuts, actually. So we want. Wait, you let me finish the introduction.
No, because you're boring. Nobody wants to
stop. I got to do it. All right, everybody. Now we want to welcome to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell two incredibly huge fashion icons in the world, Richie and Mr. D. Hello and welcome to the show.
Hey.
Everybody out there in the Jimmy Star Show, so great to be here today. We are so flattered, aren't we, Richie?
So before
now listen,
and Ron, Jimmy and Ron, you're everything. We love you.
Everything.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you, sweetie.
And everybody out there, thank you for being here with us. Oh my God, we're so excited.
So we have a chat room.
Only
full
5
of people.
million people.
Say hi to the chat room. Say hi to everybody in the chat room.
Hi, everybody in the chat room. I mean, we want to kiki and chat with you right now, and write your comments and say hey. And we're here. We're actually all here in Hollywood, which is amazing. Like we're usually in New York as well.
So before, I have two people you have to give special shout outs to. The first one who sent me an email saying, "Oh my gosh, you have Richie and Mr. D," and she sent me all these press clippings on you guys, and she's a huge Adam Lambert fan, and you guys know Adam Lambert, which makes it a big thing for her. Her name is B. Claudia, and she's in Germany, and she's like been advertising that you're coming on the show all of a sudden.
We love Germany.
Say hi to B. Claudia.
I was just in Germany in July. Hi, B. Claudia. We love you. Boom, boom.
That'll keep her going forever. And then we have our champagne girl, Diane, from Sue Wong's party that you guys took over the champagne bar in there, saying how great you guys are. So say hi to Diane.
All right, Diane, we love you.
Diane.
And I am making you one of the hats. I wore this hat, if you recall, both of you and all of you. And she wanted that hat, so I am making you one, Diane.
Oh, there we go. And
what a fabulous way to start the new year, wasn't it? Ron, we know was having a blast.
God.
Jimmy, you were just absolutely spectacular. And we had such a great time at home.
Absolutely.
I had a good time because I saw a lot of people that I don't usually see often. So for me, it was like just nice to know that they're well, they're happy, they're together. And most of them were old bags, you know, like me. They were not kids. So when you meet the old bags, you say to yourself, thank God this one's still around. Because I've lost everybody that I know, you know, Jane Russell, Mr. Blackwell. I mean, they're all of them are gone now, the great legends of Hollywood. So the few that are left, I'm so happy to see. So that was my reward of the new year.
So
you won't understand that yet until you're my age.
And I must say, earlier you commented about what you're wearing. I love your shirt, and I loved your blazer on New Year's Eve, the brocade, the burgundy. I believe.
Yeah, he loves
that was major.
Well, I wore that for Sue because it matched the colors in her living room, and it had it had an Oriental flavor to it. And that's why I wore it.
So real quick, you guys, we're going to talk about your new venture and everything as we talk about things, but I'm going to do some bragging for you guys so anybody who doesn't know who you are will know. So we're going to start out with Mr. D. And basically, you guys, this guy is the pioneer of fashion branding. He put fashion entertainment on the map before anybody. His best known credits are he did the supermodel breakthrough special with the Victoria's Secrets models, NARS, which I have a really good friend who used to be like in charge of NARS. I forgot his name though because it's been a long time. But you did their cosmetic debut. He's done pop concert extravaganzas for Versace. You guys remember the day when when everybody who was anybody had Ed Hardy on it? The reason you know about Ed Hardy is because of this guy right here. He's worked with Kate Moss, Linda Evangelista, John Bon Jovi, Naomi Campbell, David Stewart, Mark Anthony, Elton John, Tony Hawk, Snoop Dogg, Madonna, and many more.
I was his #1 underwear model last year.
Yes.
Yes, Ron.
We got a big pillow from the sofa and we put it in my underwear, and that's why I got so many likes.
That's how you do it.
So then you guys, Richie Rich, whose motto is everybody is a star, legendary fashion designer, club kid, pop culture star, style idol and icon. I was a big fan of Heatherette. So you guys, he had a clothing line, Heatherette, with Travis Reigns. All his fashion shows would always kick off Fashion Week from New York to Tokyo. Celebrities that have been in his clothes: Paris Hilton, Miley Cyrus, Naomi Campbell, Pink, Fergie. He had stores in LA and New York. He also had the House of Richie Rich for collaborations. Ellen DeGeneres, Dita Von Teese, Pamela Anderson featured on the runway. He's been on America's Next Top Model, Project One Runway, and in 2019 he was inducted into the New York Metropolitan Museum of Art.
Yeah,
for an award-winning dress.
Now tell me that bitch ain't going places.
Aw, sweet. That was so sweet of you. Thank you, boo.
So it's like it's fabulous.
So being such a big shot, are you conceited? If you meet a sharp guy and you go over, do you throw your resume at him, or do you just look at him and say, "I'm good in bed"?
Well, first of all, I can only speak for myself, but I go to a New Year's party and I ran back into both of you, and we all bartended together. We popped all the corks for midnight. So that's how you do life, right? Hello.
That's right.
You've avoided my question.
No, he's first of all.
Well, no, I'm saying like,
well,
oh God,
you are
I'm
gay.
just fun.
I think though that you
Oh,
are.
yeah.
You are.
My
gay.
middle name is Fun, so I mean that's called popping.
No, I think I can answer for Richie in that any room he walks into, even any street he walks down. We were on Fairfax the other day. We were walking down Sunset Plaza area. They walk up to Richie, they run up to Richie, and they all know who he is already. And that's what's so spectacular
because
about Richie. I mean that sincerely.
He does it with such honesty, and that's what I found. I found him to be an honest, way out guy, not a fraud. You know, a lot of people do that to hide behind an inferiority complex. They're really shit, and they doll up like that to look like somebody. But this guy, even naked, is somebody. So they've told me, many men.
Yeah, and Richie has rewritten the rules of fashion, and he spells it his own way, and it's a big FUN, and that's what it is. Yeah. It's all about fun.
Richie, what are you coming? Diana, wait, shut up for a minute. When are you coming to Palm Springs?
Oh my God, we are so coming. Can we do like a fun beauty queen, which we'll get into later? A fun beauty queen, like some kind of party, and then just kiki at your favorite places, your spots there. We'll come like soon. We're here, so like.
It's very hard to get a party going in Palm Springs because everybody has to come in from LA, and a lot of people are. Working.
I don't even care if it's a party for like 5 of us. Like that to me, that's a fun party too.
It'll be. Well, I could take you to the nursing home and the senior citizen places, and I'm sure we can entertain them.
I just watched the documentary on
if they wake
up.
Oh,
and Frank Sinatra, like how he that was his like hideaway in Palm Springs, and like, oh my God, so cool.
They really made Palm Springs look good. It's changed. It looks like LA now.
Right.
Well, what are you going to do? You know, things changed. I've changed.
Yeah, we also went over to the Sportsman Lodge. We were shooting an episode over there at the Sportsman Lodge, which now is turning into a shopping mall, which there's a lot of history there with Sinatra supposedly playing there, and Dean Martin, an amazing, iconic location in Los Angeles.
Well, what's pissing me off is that wonderful restaurant that they kept original from 1953 at the Duke. What is it called? I can't think of it. It's right on 111. Oh my God. Frank Sinatra used to tell the owner, "I'm coming in with friends. Don't let public in." He held it always for his gang of friends. And the friends were Peter Lawford, Marilyn Monroe, the Kennedys. I mean, these are the people. Oh yeah, these are the people that Frank knew, mafioso also. But that restaurant now, I understand, is closed. And I'm really pissed because it is an absolute landmark. The problem with America is we are a disposable country. In Europe, they have a history that goes back thousands of years. They don't knock down the Colosseum to put up an arena. We have that tendency to do that. And I really wish that people in California would respect Hollywood and what Hollywood was in. Am I getting boring? Yes, I am.
But I totally, we agree though with you. I mean, of course.
Totally.
I mean, and you know what?
That's what Hollywood's about.
Well, wait, the food was fucking delicious. It wasn't even shitty food. It was like German, Swedish, delicious. I mean, and the restaurant had all this junk on the wall, all tchotchkes, momentums. You walked in, as you were eating, it was a beauty. I really wish they
So
would
real
keep
quick.
it open.
So Mr. D, Diane in the chat room says she still has her Ed Hardy, and I don't know if you guys remember, but Brandy was another one of my like helpers, and Brandy just joined us for the task. So say hi to Brandy because she was with us.
Hi,
on
Brandy
New Year's Eve.
love. You were so sweet. Boom boom.
So I have to say, for many years I was a clothing designer, and Richie, I would follow everything that you did as Heather Ed. I followed everything because I thought, how cool. I only made one of a kind clothes, and I dressed Elton John and Madonna and all kinds of people in.
I know when I saw you at Sue's, I was so excited you were there. I know I'm a fan. Hello.
And I thought because I thought when I saw you though, I was like, I wonder if Richie Rich is going to be like still be really like cool. And so I want to say, first of all, I'm super glad that you're still cool as fuck. And
but I've met you before the party.
Yes, in New York. I think.
Yeah, I know.
In
Yes, definitely.
And then
that's what I was saying earlier. It was so nice to see both of you again.
Yeah, I remember you. Absolutely.
And also,
you were like, you made me so happy. I was like, boom.
I'm supposed to say hi from Eileen Shapiro too. She's my business partner.
I love Eileen.
So say
hi,
Eileen.
Hello, Eileen Shapiro.
Happy glitter year, Eileen. Come on, Eileen.
Yeah, he used to hang out at the bunkhouse when she owned it.
You know Eileen. She's the one with the enormous tits.
Oh, we know Eileen, baby. I love her.
I know Eileen from the bunkhouse when she had short white blonde hair. That's how many years ago I met her.
Oh, Eileen, you're coming to Palm Springs. Hello.
Yes,
she's at the guest list.
If they have the Grammy party, she's coming in. If they're supposedly now canceling the Grammys,
they're postponing
it, so we don't know. Because I was looking so forward to going. Were you going to the Grammys party?
It was a different one.
I always love the Grammys. The Grammys have always been so crazy because, like, in New York, where I usually start fashion weeks, like, and we're always dressing somebody for the Grammys, but it's always like the night before Fashion Week starts. It's always like the biggest fashion potpourri, like, wow, like you basically like the energy is alive. It's so cool. Like
I love it.
I like the Grammys in New York. I just think it brings, but it's very LA too. I like both. Yeah.
Well, the Grammy party that we went to at the Roosevelt Hotel was wonderful.
The Roosevelt.
It was the main ballroom that all the movie stars of the 1930s and 40s used to go to as a nightclub. So that was like the haunting of the great legends, Clark Gable, Jean Harlow, Marilyn Monroe. Supposedly her ghost is still in that room. But I found that to be exciting because it was all Hollywood. But I've never been to one in New York.
So Mr. D, how did you two guys actually meet? How did you two meet?
Did you fall in love?
Wow, that's a good question. Absolutely. It's funny. I think we met backstage at a Versace fashion show in Manhattan, where Versace was just coming to New York and doing his thing. And Rich and I were, the youngest ones there, and we noticed each other. And he just was wearing this most extravagant, amazing outfit with the glitter pants and the metallic, sparkly silk blouse. And we just started talking, and we've been best friends ever since that moment. It was at that Versace show, I think. Yeah, we had a blast, and we still are having a blast, and more to come.
So where are you showing your goods now? Are you manufacturing?
No, we're going to talk about it. No, because Ron doesn't know what it is because he never researches anything. But
No,
I have. I signed up for the site this morning.
We are. But Richie would answer that. Richie would say his goods are right here on your airwaves.
Yeah, baby.
I like
right there. You're looking at it.
I don't like rehearsed questions because it stinks. I don't know anything about most people, and I like to find out. And
I like that better too. Because backstage, not to cut you out, but backstage in Fashion Weeks, people, the only thing they could ever ask my friends and I were, "What's your inspiration?" I'm like, "Can't you come up with something else?" Like I don't know, even and I always said, and it's true. I made this collection one time, and I was like, it's kind of writer's block, and it all comes to you. And I'm walking down the street on a rainy day in New York, and there was like a puddle, and I saw a rainbow in it because the oil, I guess, got in there. And I was like, it inspired a whole fabric collection, and that was the inspiration. But it's like, just to ask what's your inspiration, it's almost like they have no life to them when they ask that stuff.
Well, you know what it is. They really don't have great personalities. I'm gonna brag. I have a great personality. You don't know me. I'm a Gemini. I'm off the wall. I'm crazier than both of you put together. So when
I love you at the party because you say what's on your mind. You're like
well, that's why I don't rehearse. I don't like, even if I'm in a movie, I don't like to rehearse. I like
I'm the worst.
I like it fresh and real. So anything I say, forgive me, I just say it.
It's in the moment.
It's in the moment.
It's in the moment.
But
So
I think you two are terrific. So I've nothing.
Going off script is always
negative.
best.
But again, a question: are either one of you manufacturing? Because our people would like maybe to buy some of your goodies. So what are you pushing? What are you selling? Anything?
Well, right now we're manufacturing something that really can't be made in a synthetic. It's completely organic, and it's called Fabulosity. And there's no one bigger in fabulousness than Richie Rich. And we're privileged and honored not just to be here to talk about it for the first time since we started around 48 hours ago and went up with beautyqueen.com, but to have Richie at the front of it and the back of it and every which way around it is just spectacular for not just his fans, but a whole new set of young teens and tweens and dreams
hang on.
that are going to be watching our live streams.
Direct me. I tell you that all the time. You fucking direct me, I'm going to punch you in the face.
Well, let him finish talking. He's not letting him finish.
And part of our,
I'm trying to get in because sometimes sentences are too long.
Get in.
People go to
Come
sleep.
on, we're here. Tell
I
us.
want to get in. Do you have
Go
a
ahead.
men's line? Do you have a men's?
No, you don't.
Shut the fuck up. Am I interviewing you or him? Today you're irritating me. I'm going to smash you through a window. You're irritating the shit
He
out
said
of me.
beauty
You
queen.
dumb fucking fruit. You're irritating.
Tell him what beauty queen is, and
What
then
is
he'll know
beauty
what
queen?
it is.
That's Richie Rich is a beauty queen. What's beauty queen?
I'll let Reggie take that, but I could just start by saying it's a makeup metaverse for makeup freaks everywhere.
Oh,
Teens,
man,
queens,
I could use
dreams,
makeup, you
and
big
everyone.
fucking fat bastard. I could use makeup. I'd use it when I make movies. Would I
Richie,
use
why
your
don't you take
makeup?
that question? What would your answer be?
Would I use your makeup?
Oh yeah, baby. But right now, what we're doing is, what Dee is saying is, so we just launched Beauty Queen TV, and it's beautyqueen.com. You spell BTYKWN, and it's 24/7 dreaming, streaming. And Dee, take it away.
It's like the lifestyles of the glitterous and the fabulous. And we really wanted to find a place that, there's this whole segment of kids out there that are kind of flying their flag of independence by being themselves, dressing themselves, and wearing makeup. And certainly when I was coming up in the fashion industry and entertainment, and I met Richie that day backstage at Versace, he was the inspiration for that for many, many, many kids. He was always doing gender fluidity before gender fluidity was a thing. And Richie really pioneered that in a very big way in New York and Los Angeles and Paris and everywhere he went. And now there's these kids that are just looking for an outlet to come together and be part of a community. And so we really wanted to create the first authentic community for those kids, that whether they consider themselves, like you were saying earlier, a boy or a girl or a they or them, whatever you might be, just be yourself, keep dreaming, and come into this community, meet other like-minded enthusiasts.
Wait, hang on. Keep fighting. Fuck dreaming. Dreams don't go anywhere. Fighting does. Listen, I did drag for 45 years with Jane Russell.
I love it.
I played every nightclub in the United States. That I didn't go to gay bars. I did straight nightclubs. Okay, and I really look good in drag. You can't believe this big guy could possibly be a beautiful woman, but I was.
I see it.
And I used to have such I used to have such problem with that because back in the 1960s, drag queens were thought of mentally ill faggots who wanted to be women. We weren't talent. The fact that I sang in my own voice, spoke in my own voice, wrote my own material, that was never recognized.
Oh my God, I love.
That's me.
Wow.
Living.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I was very famous in New York. They used to put posters on lampposts and walls of buildings. I was a big shot back in the.
I mean, Ron, that story of perseverance
and Teresa, you're right.
No, but guys, I had to fight my way through it. I had to fight.
And it's still a fight, and it's still a fight
Oh
for
yeah.
many.
Oh,
and we get called names all the time.
I once took a cab. I was working at the Townhouse restaurant, which my friends Bob and Paul.
I love the Townhouse.
Yeah, well, I opened it, and I was the only person that ever worked there.
Amazing.
Because they're my friends. I took a cab from my 75th Street apartment to work, and I was thrown out. When he found out I wasn't a woman, he stopped the cab and said, "Get out of my cab." So I proceeded to punch his fucking face in like he has never been hit. He was bleeding and crying, and I, of course, ran away because I didn't want to be arrested and drag and ruin my name. But I beat that fucking turban up that he never saw tomorrow. But he threw me out of the cab because he realized I was a man, not a woman. That's the shit that we had to put up with.
And I mean, it still happens. That's the thing. It's like we have this amazing, talent we found that we cast like these kids around the world. When we see kids, you know, they're all like young, they're young ages because they're new to everything. But you were a pioneer for it, and I feel like, you know, Dee and I have done a lot as well, like in Jimmy. And you know, there's still a fight. Our friend, he can't even go out in Louisiana and drag. Like it's still the fight, and that's what we mean by dreams. It's like it's the
But you
same
know,
sort of
against
thing you're
me,
talking about.
a woman will put on a three-piece striped man suit and go
Right.
out. Nobody cares. But
Well,
if
thank Dietrich for that.
a guy puts on a dress, they beat the shit out of him. That's what I
Yeah.
don't understand. You know, people have got to learn. Mind your fucking business. Go about your business. Do your thing. Live your life. You should only
That's
live
right.
it
Yeah.
well. And let people fucking live. They don't bother you. They're not
Oh, you
looking
know,
for
but
money to buy
and you know,
braziers. Okay.
yeah, you know these days too, like people that even think are in the know, their arms are in the air when you put the wrong color nail polish on or whatever, or if you even have nail polish on as a boy or a guy, it's like give me a
Absolutely.
break.
Yeah, I mean,
It's ridiculous.
At Beauty Queen, Richie is going to be the ringmaster of it all because he's been there, he's done it, and he's still going there. And as am I,
Hmm.
as of you, Jimmy, as
Okay.
we all still are. And, you know,
Getting
and we
back.
can't change the world. We can't change the world, but we're surely trying to help as much as we can, step by step. As Richie says, glitter by glitter by glitter,
I
and
love
let
it.
these
Yeah.
kids and
And
let everyone, you know,
Hey, listen,
have a
guys.
voice and have a place. That's what it's all
Listen.
and we
about.
want and we want the other generations too to know about Marilyn Monroe more than they just think it's a poster of her, like,
Right.
and
I
like
mean,
all
to
the
hear your
history of
story,
it so
Ron, would
much.
be so,
But
so
let me tell you
Yeah,
this.
aspirational for them.
Let me tell you
you're
something.
coming on, Beauty Queen.
Wait,
Ooh.
we have come a long way from
Mm.
1960. A friend of
Oh yeah.
mine had a studio in Brooklyn. It was by day a gymnasium, and at night he made it a gay bar. It was called Green's
Wow.
Studio. He said, "Ron, do me a favor. Would you come and drag and perform?" I said, "Absolutely, I'd love to." I went, and as I was performing, the police broke in. Drag queens were jumping out of the window, swinging from the fire escapes into hitting garbage pails below. People were panicking. I had a cabaret card. A cabaret card was something I got when I had to go to the police station and register myself as an impersonator of a woman, or I would be arrested because it was against the law in New York City to have more than you have to have 10 items of a man on you in order not to be arrested. So I showed the cops my card. And of course, they could not arrest me because I was a cabaret performer. Now, as we're going down the stairs, the fucking cops grabbed me by my arms, lifted me by my elbows, and threw me in the paddy wagon. Now, somebody out there was taking pictures, and the next day there was a headline Jane Russell arrested. So I went hysterical.
Wow,
Well, this
that's
I
amazing.
have the clipping still. Of course, it's yellow and rotted, and I cracked up laughing. Many
I mean,
years
when you,
Wait,
oh,
hang on. Let
sorry.
me finish the story. Many
Yeah, yeah,
years
yeah.
later, when I met Jane and became Jane Russell's dear best friend, I showed her
Ah,
the article and she said, "Oh my God, I never knew of that." I said, "Yeah, they thought you were a drag queen."
she
But
must have lit.
that's what
I
it
was
was
gonna
like.
say when they raided the cabaret, when they raided the gym, that was the bar that night.
Right.
It sounds like the best party to go to ever. You know, it's something right when the cops come. Like, I mean, even
Well,
these days, you
the
know.
landlord tipped them off. That's what we found out
Mm,
later because the landlord lived adjacent to this rented building, and the landlord saw all I mean, the drag queens in those days were notorious. I mean, strapless evening gown, tits hanging out, blonde hair. Rita Hayworth. We had Marilyn
mm,
Monroe. We had Hedy Lamarr. We had Greta Garbo. We had Ingrid Bergman. We had everybody. Every queen was a star. Not like today where they're all clowns. They're comic queens. Back then, we imitated and impersonated a movie star. So you
right.
saw all of these way out dressers. I mean, for the day, it was in my day. If you dressed the way you did, they definitely would have said the poor thing. Look at him. He's not all there. Oh, that poor guy.
Well, you just said that earlier, so it's
No,
changed.
no, I said that with love.
Just
I
kidding.
said that with
I'm
love.
totally kidding. I love when
And
you said it, but I know what you mean.
I said it with respect because
Of
anybody
course, I
that
know
has the
that.
audacity to do what you do deserves a big hug and a kiss.
Oh, well, I
Because
kiss you back.
Oh,
because the world is too full of people who want to conform us to people we don't want to be, and everyone should
Hmm.
be. I hate going on my
right.
band. I know that you
And
opened me
that's
up.
what we're saying. And
Oh,
Richie
I
says all the
know.
time, it's not just
Wait,
queens, it's
question
teens, it's
about
this
your
girl,
makeup.
it's
Question.
supermodels, it's
Hmm.
everyone.
Let's go back to your makeup. What makes your makeup different than anybody else's?
The makeup
Well,
that we're
about
doing at
beauty.
Beauty Queen.
Well, the fun thing
What?
is everybody's invited. So like it's every makeup brand, like everything like boom boom, and yeah, it's like a party, it's a metaverse of makeup madness, and just everyone's invited. I mean, right now I'm wearing Jeffree Star, I'm wearing Mac, I'm wearing NARS, I'm wearing Charlotte Tilbury. It's like a potpourri of boom. And so,
I mean,
and I have one beauty queen secret on my face right now that isn't
tell us, Richie.
around yet. It's coming a little later in the spring. So try to get.
Are you
I mean, our product,
is?
Ron, is really our product is simple. Our product is the conversation around makeup and pop culture and fashion and style and what everyone wants to do and who they want to be. And that's what really we're putting out there right now. And that's what it's all about. There isn't a place for that in the digital universe.
For us brain dead old fucks.
Yeah.
Tell us again the name and how are you priced?
No, you're not
Richie?
following it.
We have a great answer for you. Richie will tell you the price right now. Go, Richie.
Well, the best price is it's free. It's free to join.
Yes.
So join, and it's streaming 24/7. Like boom, it's content of fun, and it's not one type of content. I mean, it's all over the place. Like we're excited. Like tomorrow, this girl that we met, it's amazing, became like our it girl. Like you're gonna love her, and her name's Kylan and Kanani, and we're going to Larry Namer's, his best friend Claudia. Wills that she was in Back to the Future, and
she's a very good friend of ours. She's a good friend.
You know, I figured you knew her, and yeah, and we're going to her store
a lot. Yeah,
and we're gonna play dress up and do the whole like just fun with everything. We were there the other day, and we
so wait, let me say,
hang on. Her store is Armani Wells. She has Armani Wells, the clothing store.
Yes, in Studio City.
I'm lost. I'm being honest. I'm lost. So you do not have your own private makeup line.
It's like a circus.
It's a combination of all the makeups. Now, do you on your show us how to apply this makeup?
Absolutely.
Oh, so good. Everybody out there that looks like shit because they don't put their fucking makeup on. They have to watch.
And there is some fun merch, like fun hats and tees and hoodies, and the makeup will come like as we just want to get like everybody to have fun with the party and as they join.
There's lots of tutorials and there's so much tea as well.
I love it. So now I have a problem. When I work, they want to put all that shit on my face. I tell them, do not put any kind of face makeup on because it cracks in my wrinkles and I look like Boris Karloff and I need 9 channel leaves, the mummy. What can I do to prevent that ugly old man look? Without it, I look younger. When the minute you put makeup on, you look suddenly aged. What can I do about that?
Well, I've seen you in person. You look amazing. I feel like anybody who puts any foundation, or especially before you put powder on top of it, it's great to mix it with a moisturizer. Like moisturize before you go to sleep. Even if you're drunk, like go to a tipsy, they'll say.
I agree with that.
And a lot of water with the champagne.
A great moisturizer always helps. We love great moisturizer with coconut and paraben free. But you know what, Ron? We always say. Richie says this all the time. Richie taught this to me. I used to ask him, "Oh my God, that model looks so great," or "That supermodel was so amazing." The best looking people in the world, it comes from the inside. And we're not trying to sound cliche or anything.
No, it's true.
You show up and you just light up from the inside, then your light shines on the exterior. That's what it's about, right?
If you're sad or depressed, you don't look good. But if you're happy, if you just met somebody and you're in that new 2 months of being in love, my God,
you got that glow.
No one is more gorgeous. Now I use tinted moisturizer when I work in film. And it works. It works.
Wait, but what happens on the 3rd month?
What?
What happens on the third month? What happens on the 3rd month?
You need to get a highlighter
of the relationship.
You said in the first 2 months of the relationship.
Yeah, the first 2
months. You either bring in a third party or you find somebody new.
That's not true.
Well, that's quick.
No, he's full of shit.
I'm only teasing. What happens on the 3rd month? Well, if it's real, it stays. If it's just a heat wave, it goes. I mean, I've been in many 3-month love affairs, and then by the 4th and 5th month, when the sex was routine, the partner, the love left. But with this one that I'm married to, this faggot here, this old queen.
I love you two together.
I only married him for his money.
Yeah,
really, that's fun. It's lasting.
Hey, we're 10 years into it.
Hey, listen, I'm an 81-year-old kept man. That's something to be said about.
I love it.
So
like, okay, when you're having a little personal question, spoiler alert, when you're having a little lull, like say, you're getting a little like argument, like different than what you're doing now, but like a real one, like does Jane Russell come out for a little perk in the relationship or anything? Like you do a little like floor show or anything?
Did you do a Jane Russell bitchy thing to me?
No,
he doesn't.
no.
He's Italian. He doesn't do
I
that.
Oh, I
become,
meant more like, do you sing a song for Jimmy? I
Oh
didn't know.
no.
no. When I'm
He
mad,
can though.
when I'm mad, I become very Cosa Nostra. I become very Italian, very strict, and very tough. I was born in Brooklyn, raised in Brooklyn. I fought all my
Yeah,
life.
Brooklyn.
No, physically, I physically had to fight because when I was a kid, they'd call me fudge packer, faggot, queer.
Mm.
How come you act like a girl? You know, all the usual lovely
He's
things
actually very butch though.
that kids say to us. So I used to beat the shit out of all of them to prove to them that whatever they were saying wasn't real. Like I said, I beat this cab driver's face in. Jimmy will tell you, we were at a very big affair in Hollywood, and a guy made a remark about me looking like, what did he say? I looked
Oh,
like?
he said you look like a Miami Vice faggot, and then he took his finger and poked it in his chest.
So I punched
So
him
he
right
punched him in the face.
I beat the shit
Wow.
out of him, and I threw him against the wall, and I threw him down a flight of stone stairs.
And then we got kicked out.
And I got kicked out. And I'm never allowed back in there again because the next year I went and they said, "Oh, we remember you. You can't come in here." So there you
That's
go.
when you need to go in drag next time. Hello.
Well, you know what?
Good.
I told Jimmy, I said, we have a wonderful club here called Oscars. And
Yeah.
I'm going to talk to the owners and say, I would like to do a one-night performance of what a drag show was back in 1960. And
Yes,
I
do it.
I will recreate.
That would be incredible.
No, I'll recreate my act as it was. Of course, the jokes will be corny because back then we couldn't get away with what we get away with now. And I think it would be interesting for all the new young queens to see what it was like when we worked. I don't know. We'll see.
So hold on, I
That'd be
want to go back
incredible.
to you guys. Okay, so first of all, Richie, show everybody your hat because that's the Beauty Queen logo, right?
Boom. Yes, babies.
All right, so you guys,
Brrr.
the website for Beauty Queen, you guys, is btykwn.com for Beauty Queen. They have all kinds of cool stuff up there. You sign up for free, and then you'll be able to keep track of everything that they got going on. You guys got to replace all your like hoodies and T-shirts and stuff because I went on there and it says sold out on everything.
Oh my God! It all went out in
Well, it's
Japan.
Richie
so
Rich. What do you
fast. Like,
expect? Yeah.
ah. Boom.
So now, if I watch your show and I
Yeah.
see a rouge or blush, they call it nowadays, a blush that I like, I
Mhm.
contact you and I purchase the blush from you.
Not yet.
Sure,
I
you
will.
can text Richie Rich directly if you want.
Mhm. Yeah. Hello.
I mean, how are you guys going to make money?
Do they come to Berlin? Berlin. Jimmy Ronsers is asked to Berlin. I just sang in Berlin in July. I sang one of my tracks. Like I sing as well for fun. Hi Jimmy. No, we more like talk about other makeup brands we love, and then Beauty Queen's going to come out, our makeup line, and that you can get on beautyqueen.com coming up.
Okay.
Yeah,
And the
I mean, for
hoodies
us-
and
for
hats
us-
are back this week.
Yeah, we're selling merchandise right now for our citizens, what everyone in our community is called. But for us, it's really about, Richie wanted to do something that really contributed to leaving a legacy behind. He has pieces in the museum. He has fashion in people's homes. Actually, we were talking to someone, a very famous dancer, ballerina, prima ballerina, that has a whole collection of Richie's designs that are stored away in her home. And wanted to leave a legacy. And Richie thought that the best way to do that is start with these kids first. And anyone that's young at heart, of course, right? We all consider ourselves kids, right?
Right.
Now, if I'm
And so that's what
Yeah.
this is all
To me,
about.
kids are at every age. Hello.
okay. Now, if I'm a woman and I watch your show, can I ask you to put together a line of cosmetics for me to look pretty?
You mean pick what is the
Yeah.
best product for you?
Yeah, in other words, we're
Oh,
gonna go back.
absolutely.
I'm going to
Yeah.
be on Skype, so you're going to see the ugly old broad, right? And you're going to tell her what she needs to look decent or pretty. And
Nobody's ugly. Everyone looks the way they want to look and
that's
feels
bullshit.
as they feel.
That's bullshit. I know a couple of dogs, please.
But Richie
Oh, I
has
love
gone
that.
out. Richie and I have gone around the world virtually based on the way the world is now. We would have loved to have been on planes. He went to a couple cities out of the country, but we went around the world and casted who we thought were the most emerging talents in the makeup space that know everything about makeup. I mean, you can even mention something from Max Factor or just show a color and they'll say Max Factor 1976. I mean, it's quite fascinating. And they range in ages. They're from Dublin. They're from London. They're from, like Richie said, Louisiana, Brooklyn, from everywhere. And we have around a dozen or so of these emerging young talents that are all about the whole DIY aesthetic. And Richie feels that they have the eye that can then someday soon they can leave their own legacy behind. And so they're there to help you, to guide you of what to wear and how to wear it and all that kind of stuff. Absolutely. Yes,
Okay,
Ron.
so for
Yes.
For those of you out there who are vague, as I am, about exactly what this show is like, I would suggest, as I will go in and look, that all of you go in and look. And I'm sure there's something that they do that will interest you, because it sounds like a big potpourri of good stuff.
It actually
It's
is.
fun. And it's for everybody. I mean, it literally is
No.
like, it's global, it's fun, it's just and we would love you. I mean,
No,
when you do
I'll
Oscars,
push. I'll push
we're gonna
it.
come
I'll
cover
push.
that show. Boom.
No, I
So
definitely,
basically,
I definitely will push your show. I
so
will
you
push
guys,
it.
so
'Cause I like
basically,
it.
you
I
guys,
like what you do.
it's a gathering place for people to talk about makeup, makeup and fashion, with new things coming that'll be your own. And it's all through the eyes of an icon, Richie Rich and Mr.
Absolutely.
D. So I
Yeah.
think it's
And
very cool. And you
the
just
makeup,
launched 2
Jimmy.
days ago, right? Or 3 days? You
Yes.
just launched like 3 days ago.
What is it?
The
It's
site
rolling
just-
out
it
country by
launched like 3
country.
days ago.
Oh,
Yes. And the great thing about it is that, as Richie always says, and he can tell you right now, the makeup is just a conversation starter, like being at a great cocktail party. Once you start talking about the makeup, then it leads to all these other things, whether it
I
be
love
personal
it. I love the
issues
concept.
or
I love it.
fascinating things. Thank you. So, the red carpet, Larry Namer, who is one of the founders of E! Entertainment, him and his co-founder, Alan, is chief advisor of the project for us. And he's such an inspiration and mentor to both Richie and myself. And they became really well known, really famous around the world for doing that red carpet where Joan Rivers would say, "What are you wearing?" Well, we're kind of turning the tables now. And Richie's now saying to everyone on the red carpet, "What are you wearing on your face?" It's never been done before. And Richie's going to do that and pave the trail.
Fabulous
I love
idea, because you know what? So many young people look at the movie stars and say, "Oh, they're so beautiful. I wonder how they do that." Well, now you guys can tell them how to
True.
apply, what to buy, and how to look. It's a
And you'd be
fabulous
surprised
idea.
of the answers. We've heard some unbelievably amazing answers that you least expected.
I love what you're doing.
Let's give a shout out
Wait
too.
1 minute. I see so many women who have their makeup on incorrectly and they look like shit. Don't you see them? I mean, some of them really wear the wrong colors, the wrong lipstick shades. It's awful. So I believe that, yes, we need to educate the young, and you guys are going to do it.
Boom.
And you're going to be there with us.
Doug.
We want you part of it. We definitely want you
Yeah,
part of it.
I will promote your show because I really believe in it. So I will talk about it when I go out in crowds of people, and I will tell friends of mine who really need help. I won't name them, but there's a few.
There's
that
an
need help.
amazing girl. I'm gonna text you about her. We want to get her on the Beauty Queen, and you'll love her. She's here in LA, and she does her show is all about what Marilyn Monroe wore, all her makeup products. Elizabeth Taylor, what she wore.
Maybe we know her. What's her name?
And you know what? I know her name, but I have to look at.
I don't remember.
I feel horrible. Like, no, that sounds so bad. She just resonated in my mind. I just watched her.
But while you're talking, let's give a shout out to Larry Namer, because Larry Namer's a big supporter.
Oh my God, Larry!
So what's up,
Yes.
Larry? Larry's one of the first cool
Hey, Larry.
we met. Our very first red carpet that we ever came to when we moved here, here. Ron moved back here, but when we moved here, he was one of the very first people we met in a VIP, room. And
Good old
he was
Larry.
super cool, and so he's very cool. Very
Larry
cool guy.
is a nice fella. We like
Larry is perpetually in the VIP room all the time.
Oh yeah,
Always.
I mean, Hollywood needs to have
the VIP room.
Bow down to Larry for that, of course. Like everything, like he brought.
That's what it's about. It's about being open-minded and just being yourself. Also, when things open up and get better, Richie's going to, of course, get back on the runway and do some amazing runway shows. Maybe Ron, you could get on that runway and walk it down for us.
We'd love to have you on.
I would love to be at the. I love when I lived in New York, the Waldorf Astoria. I think it was, I forgot what day it was, maybe Sunday afternoon. Always had a fabulous designer do a runway show, and my friend Perry and I used to go. You had champagne and it was so elegant. Those days were breathtaking. Today sucks, but those days you had little hors d'oeuvres and champagne, and you sat and you watched the most incredible Oscar de la Renta. I mean, Givenchy, the designers, the gowns. Oh my God, you could drop dead. My friend Perry used to say, "Ay, Ronald, darling, I'm loving every Jewish. Ay, Ronald, darling, I'm loving everyone." So I said, well, go out and marry another guy, richer this time, and you can afford those dresses.
So I want to talk a little bit. So when we were in New York, right before we moved to Palm Springs, Ron actually for Fashion Week did an underwear fashion show for underwear and modeled underwear, and everybody was like 20 and he was like 78.
I love it.
I was 78 years old, and this is what they did. by mistake they got me a small.
They didn't do it by mistake.
Well, they didn't, but I'm a large. And not to brag, but nature was good to me. Too good in a sense.
The pillow or a real story?
Well, the real thing.
You went there before,
and the guy that
Kidding.
ran it looked at me in my little brief. He said, "Does that thing work?" I said yes. So I knew right away I was in trouble.
But it was fun.
I walked the runway. I had on knee-high leather boots and
Work.
a very brief bikini underwear. And
Oh, we're Googling this on YouTube. You know that.
no, really. And I was among
I have
all
pictures
these
I can send.
gorgeous, strappy, beautiful, built young men. And here came this old queen. And I got the best applause of all of them. And people stood up and started cheering. They said, look at that old fuck. He had the balls to put that bathing suit on and wore.
Underwear.
So, I'm sure they said.
It was fun, though. So
that's amazing.
So how did you get into this whole thing? I know you were a club kid.
I have to plug them. It was Cocksock.
Oh yeah, Cocksocks.
So
it wasn't Cocksocks.
It was Cocksock.
No, it was Uniqlo. Cocksocks gave us free things because we advertised.
Oh, I love Uniqlo. They're fun.
Yeah. So how did you? Because so you're a famous club kid, and how did you decide? Okay, I'm going to be like a fashion.
I love the
icon.
both of you. I wish we could have 4 hours.
We love you. Oh, before I didn't say that because I felt I had like a little glitter freeze in my head, like too much ice cream. You know that feeling. Her name is Laura Jane Atelier. That's her YouTube, and she goes over like what
I don't think
all the old.
Her.
Oh, you have to check her out. What all the old stars, like the legends, wore. Like
we will check it
really
out.
Is she on Melrose?
I'm not sure where she is, but she's based in LA. I know that.
She's probably on Melrose.
I mean, we'll look it up. So tell me, how did you decide I'm going to be a fashion icon?
I mean, thank you, but no, it was just since I sat in high school, like just dreaming of back to the dreaming and then the fight. It just naturally came to me. Like I was a figure skater. My mom would design what I was wearing for for my competitions. Then I joined the Escapades. I hung out in the costume department, and then met Mr. D, and the word organic is so overused, but it's true. I dressed my friends, I had fun, and then it was just like so on, and just it wasn't like, oh, I'm gonna be a fashion designer. It was more just kind of
very organic.
When you were skating, did you ever meet a skater by the name of Bobby Gennard?
I know Bobby. Yeah, I know Bobby Gennard. Yeah,
he was my very best friend. And Dick.
Really?
Button, yeah, because my daughter.
Oh, I sat at dinner with Dick Button at a benefit in Chelsea Piers for the skating council. Like, and he was telling me the best stories, and I was like, I mean that.
Bobby.
Many people I've met, I don't get starstruck much, but with him, I have to tell him I was
Bobby Gennard's best story was they were in Mexico and they were eating Mexican food, which they shouldn't have done. And Sonia Henney was the star of the show, and it was the Winter Wonderland, and everybody was in white, and the whole set was all white.
Oh God, I know where this story is going.
Well, the Adagio pair, she had diarrhea. And when he lifted her up and spun her around, the diarrhea hit Sonia Henney and all of the white stuff. No. That's a true story. And I
believe you.
When Bobby used to tell that story, over and over again, I would laugh and laugh and laugh because it's a picture.
So Mr. D, I want to give you some props too, though, then, because basically a lot of the brands that were super duper popular, nobody would have even known about them if it wasn't for you. So you have to have mad skills to be able to do that. So number one, I want to congratulate you on that, and I'm looking forward to seeing how Beauty Queen just blows up all over the planet.
Yeah. What's the number one selling makeup line? Box, isn't it? Box.
Oh,
Max Box, Crash Box or something.
Smashbox.
Smashbox. There's so many right now. It's a big marketplace. It's a big thing, and everyone loves makeup. And now, as guys or people that don't define themselves as guys, as they or them, whatever they define themselves as, are now getting into buying that stuff. It's just becoming a bigger and bigger space. For me growing up, getting into it, I'll tell you, Jim, I think that's what you were trying to ask. I saw everything as entertainment. I think that's why Richie and I get along so well. I mean, he took the runway and turned it into a Hollywood studio, walking all these unbelievably famous stars down it and changed the game for everyone. And I was so into what he was doing. And it goes back to Richie saying, not just about being organic, Richie, when you were young, but being independent. Having a fierce sense of independence in yourself and believing in yourself. So many people don't believe in themselves. And Richie and I talk to so many people when we lecture at schools or campuses or virtually in different seminars we do. just believe in yourself. Why can't I do this? There's no why can't. Go do it. Go do it at any level.
The people you're describing listen to other people. In order to be yourself, you must never, never listen to anyone, because they're going to be jealous, envious, or stupid, and they're going to give you the wrong advice. Just do what you feel is in your soul and in your heart. You'll never go wrong.
Yeah. And you'll see that this
so
group
true.
that we've assembled under Richie called the Glam Gang, and Richie's put together this group of some of the most amazing young and aspiring and emerging and well-known. Kevin Aviance, a complete legend in the New York Hollywood scene, will be the MC of everything. Desmond is amazing, a young wonder kid, an advocate for so many different causes, will be there. Kylan Kalani, the list goes on and on. The only Eden, she grew up in Louisiana and literally could not go outside her house during the pandemic because it was so bad to go and wear a dress, whatever it might be. So we flew her out to Los Angeles. We met her a few days ago. We put her on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. And she said to Richie, and this is a testament to Richie and how he's so amazing. For Richie, it's never about ego. It's always about dreaming. And the only Eden looked at Richie and said, okay, what do you want me to do? And Richie said, whatever you want, just do it.
Yeah.
And we'll roll the tape. And that was it. And that was it.
That's what you guys. You guys were doing on New Year's Eve too. You were like walking around with the phone and just taping all kinds of cool stuff. Which was
Richie, this is for you. I don't know how old you are, but maybe you've heard of the legend, Pat Michaels. Pat Michaels used to have a big rubber stamp, and she would walk on the corner of 3rd Avenue all over and stamp her name. She was the first sex change that we knew way back in 1966, 67. And I remember you knew Pat of Pat Michaels.
I never met her. I wish, but I know of her. I mean, I'm enthralled by everything in the community, pop culture, everything. Like, I mean, thank God for her. Like, but you knew her?
Oh, absolutely. She was a good friend of ours. We were taking a taxi cab from Uptown to go down to Dirty Dick's, which was Richard's gay bar down in the Village. And the cab driver was kidding around, and he said she was a man, and she got offended. She said, I'm not a man, I'm a woman. He said, come on, you're a man. So she proceeded to open her legs, pull down her panties, and show him that she was a woman. And he said, oh, come on, you guys, that's rubber. You put them on. So that's how people couldn't understand how a man could become a woman. It was so
I mean, it's revolutionary, especially then. Oh my gosh.
Do you know Philip Block? Like, we're friends.
Yes, I love Philip.
He was on the show not too long ago.
Of course.
We love Philip.
I figured you would, because he's an icon too.
All fashion weeks and everything fun.
We have a lot of friends that have changed. We have a lot of changed friends. Lots.
Yeah.
So
when I moved, back to those kind of like idols, like back to when I first moved to New York, Quentin Crisp was my next door neighbor, which was really cool in the East Village.
Quentin was my dearest friends. I have an interview. He was in our. I used to do drag shows for Elizabeth Taylor Foundation for AIDS Research and AMCAR. And I raised a lot of money through drag shows with drag queens. And Quentin came in one of our shows, and he said that he came to America because he had to do the jobs that the Americans didn't want to do. Wow. I knew Quentin. He was an eccentric guy. He lived in that famous hotel in this little room filled with books and scripts and papers. And he was probably one of the most interesting fellas. And he started doing what you are today. He was really he's the birth father.
I mean, he trailed that path for sure.
He was beaten up, put in jail, raped horribly in jail. I mean, his stories were. I really should write a book. People want me to write a book. The more I think about it,
oh my gosh, you have to.
Well, only because I'd like to write the stories that Quentin told us young. We were all like 19 and 20, and Quentin was educating us on what gay was back in 1933 and 4. It was horrible how gay people were treated. They talk about the slaves. The slaves were treated better than us. I mean, we were constantly beaten and abused and thrown out of apartments and fired from our jobs, humiliated in the street. People would walk by you and say, you fags. I mean, for no reason. What did we do? All right, one time we left Pam Pam's on 3rd Avenue and somebody threw a bunch of pocketbooks out in the garbage. So we all grabbed the pocketbook and decided to walk down 3rd Avenue as camp.
Of course, that's what we do. Hello.
So
you had
real
to hear
quick.
the people, how they insulted us. It was terrible.
No, it's crazy.
Real quick.
Thank God for you. Hello.
Yeah, he's been on the forefront.
Oh, Dawn,
of
I noticed you earlier. Dawn asked if we know Laganja Estrada. We love her. Like, Laganja's a good friend.
Of course.
I just saw Laganja in New York a couple years ago. She was doing a TV show like at this theater. Like, I was visiting my friends and like Laganja.
Who are we talking about?
Laganja Estrada from Drag Race. Like, boom. I just saw a comment. Like,
we love Philip Block. We're gonna try to get Philip Block on. There's so many amazing. Pat Fields, legendary Pat Fields. That's been such a mentor to Richie as well, and to myself.
Fabulous.
Great Pat Fields doing all the amazing wardrobe on Emily in Paris, which we've been watching.
We love Emily in Paris.
The last few minutes.
So I have one more shout out. Say hi to Twyla because she was another part of my crew the other night who met you.
Hi, Twyla.
Hey, Twyla.
And also then
Keep rocking.
So Diane introduced us to. Oh my God! Now I forgot. The Back to the Future, Claudia Wells. So we actually met Claudia Wells through Diane, and she actually came to Soup's party the one before. We invited her for New Year's Eve, but she couldn't make it. But you're gonna have a great time with her because she's fabulous.
Oh,
you're
that'll be a great
enjoy it.
In memorandum, I want to use names of the greatest drag queens of the 1950s who started the elegant drag: Daisy D, Tish. The one that she was gorgeous. Salome. They all worked at the Club 82, which was the best drag club in the world.
Wow. We gotta get you on, Ron, with Kevin Aviance, the iconic, legendary Kevin Aviance. Kevin has a show on Beauty Queen. You should really start talking to Kevin.
Lindsay was a fabulous queen, and my very, very, very dear friend, who's Miss Mickey. She did Rita Hayworth like nobody's business. God, she did Gilda. She did Who Put the Blame on Mame?
Oh my gosh,
God, she got we all straight clubs. She got standing ovations. I swore it was Rita Hayworth. I swore it. And then of course we had Sugar Candy Darling, who was the first one to have silicone put in her breasts.
Candy Darling is everything. Like Warhol.
She died from it. She died from the silicone in her breasts. But Candy Darling was far more beautiful than Marilyn Monroe.
Here's a question for you, Ron. Here's a question. Yes. Let's turn the tables for a second. Richie and I want to know if you guys could be any piece of makeup, what would you be? What makeup would you be?
Ooh.
If I could be a piece of makeup, what piece of lipstick? Without lipstick, you're
That's
nothing.
mine. How dare you?
Yeah,
you stole it right
mine
from me.
too.
No. It's lipstick.
I mean, does glitter count with lipstick? I have two.
Lipstick.
Glitter could be the piece of makeup.
I'll take the glitter.
You can go barefaced. You can have a washed face, but if you have lipstick on, you're dressed. It's lipstick. Without lipstick, my mother would never go out of the house without lipstick.
There he is. By the way, everybody loved your mirror that you had the other night too. That big gold mirror.
Oh my God! Thank you, love. That was fun. Dee got me that. We went to Jeffree Star's headquarters. It was so sweet and
such a cool mirror.
Yeah, that was awesome.
You gotta love it. So you guys listen up because
I couldn't get over that heavy necklace you had on. I kept lifting it. I even showed Sue Wong. I said, "It's beautiful." What the hell? Where'd you get that necklace? That's quite a necklace. It was this big plate, a big plate with diamonds in it, and
that was fun. Actually, our good friend Lindsay Risk made it. She has this beautiful boutique gallery in Brooklyn in Bushwick called Risk Gallery. And that was a gift. Like,
beautiful
so much fun.
Piece. Beautiful.
It's funny when she gave it to me, I thought it was a visor, and it
that's how it looked like a visor.
But I was like, is this for a baby? I mean, I'm a baby at heart, but I'm like, and she goes full girl. She goes, Queen, it's for your neck. I'm like, oh, okay, got it.
So you guys, Richie, Rich,
I thought it was a skirt actually when I saw it.
Yeah.
You guys, Richie, Rich, and Mr. D have just gotten back on Instagram. You can follow Richie under Really Richie Rich. It's ReallyRichierich. Mr. D is Mr. D World, just the letter D.
Yes, brand new accounts. We started fresh and so clean for the
new year. I know, and Richie's got 13,000 followers already. He just started it. That's unbelievable to me.
It started 3 nights ago.
So you guys too, go to beautyqueen.com, BTYKWN.com. We'll bring you guys back. We got to go because we got another guest. But
we don't want to go. We feel so privileged to be here.
We want to be back one day.
Listen.
Okay.
You guys are family. Remember that.
We're
You're
doing
family.
Palm Springs.
Likewise.
We're doing a show at Oscars. And yes, we love to be in your family because you're family too, right, Mr. D?
Yeah, absolutely. We should all just grab some dinner while we're here in town.
Absolutely. We'll come in LA to go to dinner. We'll come in.
We're going
Larry says his, oh, sorry, Larry sends his hey, and much happy New Year
Anyway,
to
we're
y'all.
going to Genghis Khan with Sue Wong in a couple of weeks, so we'll call you.
Ooh.
We'll all, Food's delicious there. You ever eat it at Genghis Khan?
No, we can't wait.
Chinese, Jewish Chinese. It's delicious.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
Fabulous.
All right, you guys. Best of luck with Beauty Queen, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you. We love your show. Thank you for having us on today.
All right, you guys.
Happy
Good luck.
New Year.
Love you.
So happy
Bye-bye.
to be here with you talking.
Bye-bye.
And bye, everybody. Thank you for listening and watching.
And
Yay. All right, you guys.
You know, they are so cool because they are outrageous and they're really doing something for people. And I like people that do things for other people, not for themselves.
So real quick, you guys, we're going to take a quick music video break, and then we're going to bring on our next guest, Jay Edwards. Let's play the Young Zuck thing because I want to play him. Young Zuck's a hip-hop guy. We met at Sue Wong's, and I really think he's like freaking like awesome. The name of the song is Overseas. Hopefully you guys will like it, and then we'll be on with Jay Edwards. Enjoy.
KJ Production. Got my drip from overseas. Got my drip from overseas. Rockin' Louis V. All white kicks when I kick it low key. Shawty bust down, slim thick in them jeans. I'm gonna take a flight and we going overseas. Got my drip from overseas. Rockin' Louis V. All white kicks when I kick it low key. Shawty bust down, slim thick in them jeans. I'm gonna take a flight and we going overseas. Got my drip from overseas. Rockin' Louis V. I got plenty of money and bitches they on me. I'm a fly turn. Know me, but bitch, that's the old me. Cut you off quick, I'm so tired of that faking and capping. That bitch be all up on my dick, but I can't for no average. My new girl know that she the shit, swear to God she the baddest. We gon' pull up, drop 'em quick, tell them boys in the attic. I count on 40, 50, that bitch said she love me, she rolling with me. I've been on my grind, I'ma go and get it. Catch me at the top now, posted with a Glock now. Ooh, I'm so hot now, go to the money. Roll to the money, skirt off in that ghost, so you dummy. Oh, so you know me, I just wanna go to the money. Roll to the money, skirt off in that ghost, so you dummy. Oh, so now you know me. Yeah. Rockin' Louis V. Hallway kicks when they kick it low key. Shorty bust down, slim thick in them jeans. I'm gonna take a flight and we going overseas. I'm from overseas. I'm rockin' Louis V. I got plenty money and bitches they on me. I'm a fly turn young and I'm beside a rollie. She be acting like she know me, but bitch that's the old me. First class, you know how we roll through. Got designer on my jeans with the hoes too. Yeah, I take it back, drop it for the whole you. Everything I want, baby, I just bought a brand new. I got the ones, the twos, the threes, and the fours. Hop out the whip with a suicide door, yeah. Made the crowd scream, different city, world tour, yeah. I gotta have it all, but I really want more. What's new? Yeah, you see me on the news. Wanna take a picture, I don't wanna take it too. Say I'm looking fresh, I'm the flyest in the room. Me and Mari taking off, we gon' meet you at the new. Rockin' Louis V, hallway kicks when they kick it low key. Shorty bust down, slim thick in them jeans. I'm gonna take a flight and we going overseas. I'm overseas, rockin' Louis V. I got plenty money and bitches they on me. I'm a fly turn young and I'm beside a rollie. She be acting like she know me, but bitch that's the old me. Yo, overseas, we out in this bitch right now.
Yeah, and we're back, everybody. That was Young Zuck, and he's the coolest kid I met. And you're gonna hear it here because all kinds of people we bring on the show, and like 2 years later, they're like mad famous. That's gonna be one of them.
I like the music. The words we know not necessary.
He's gonna be.
The music was good.
He's gonna be mad famous, you guys. I'm telling you. Just mark my words. You heard it here first. Now.